My girlfriend said, "Love can wait, but the group can't. They get me in ways you don't. Canceling our anniversary for a brand deal." I replied, "We'll see." Packed my things, closed the door, and disappeared into the night. Weeks later, when her chosen family opens my final message, they'll stare at the screen, frozen. Because beneath my last words, it reads, "Your final surprise from me is coming, right now." Hey legend, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you. I'm 26, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I had a girlfriend of 4 years, Maya, who I genuinely believed was the one. We'd survived long distance, career changes, family drama, all of it. I worked remote doing financial consulting, which gave me flexibility, but also meant I was home a lot. Maya was an influencer. Not the massive kind, but she had about 200K followers and was constantly chasing that next milestone, that next collaboration that would change everything. Our 4th anniversary was supposed to be on a Saturday. I'd planned everything 2 months in advance, booked this cabin upstate that she'd been eyeing forever, arranged for her favorite restaurant to cater a private dinner, even got her the vintage Cartier bracelet she'd been subtly showing me on her phone for months. I'm talking a $4,000 investment, but it was our anniversary. It mattered. The Monday before, she came home from a content creation meetup with her crew, 5 other influencers she'd bonded with over the past year. They called themselves the Collective. I called them parasites, but only in my head. She was glowing, bouncing around our apartment. "Babe, the most insane opportunity just came up," she said, not even taking off her shoes. "A beauty brand wants the Collective to do a sponsored weekend retreat. All expenses paid, and they're offering each of us $15,000 for content. But it's this Saturday through Monday." I looked up from my laptop. "This Saturday? Maya, that's our anniversary." She waved her hand dismissively. I know, but we can celebrate the weekend after. This is huge for my career. Do you know what $15,000 means? And the exposure? We've had this planned for 2 months. And this just came up today? It's time sensitive." She sat down next to me, grabbing my hand. "Come on, you understand how important this is. The group needs me. We're building something together. I need you too. It's our 4th anniversary." She pulled her hand back, her expression shifting. "You're being really selfish right now. This is my career we're talking about. You work from home doing spreadsheets. You can literally celebrate any day. This opportunity won't come again." That hurt more than it should have. Spreadsheets? I'm a senior financial consultant, Maya, and this isn't about my job. It's about us. There is no us without me being able to support myself and grow, she snapped. "You don't get it. The Collective, they understand the hustle. They get what it takes to make it in this industry. You just want me home playing girlfriend while opportunities pass me by." I sat there, staring at her, trying to recognize the person I'd spent 4 years with. "So you're canceling our anniversary for a brand deal and your friends?" She stood up, crossing her arms. "Love can wait, but the group can't. They get me in ways you don't. This is happening whether you support it or not." I nodded slowly. "We'll see." She must have thought I meant we'd see about celebrating later, because she smiled, kissed my forehead, and went to her office to prep content. I sat there for maybe 10 minutes, completely still, before something in me just broke. Not in a loud, explosive way. In a quiet, final way. I pulled out my phone and started making calls. First, to the cabin, canceled, got a 50% refund because of their policy. Second, to my brother who's a lawyer. Third, to the bank. I spent the next 2 days systematically separating my life from hers. The apartment was in my name. I'd signed the lease before we moved in together. Most of the furniture was mine. I documented everything with photos and timestamps. Wednesday night, while she was at another Collective meeting, I started packing. Not everything, just what mattered. Clothes, documents, my grandfather's watch, my laptop, some photos from before her influencer phase when she still smiled at me like I was enough. I loaded my car in trips, parking it at a friend's place across town. Friday afternoon, she was in her office filming when I walked in. "Hey, I'm heading out for a bit," I said casually. "Need anything?" She barely looked up from adjusting her ring light. "Can you grab almond milk?" "The unsweetened kind, for my smoothie content tomorrow." "Sure thing," I lied. I left the apartment keys on the kitchen counter with a note that just said, "Good luck with the group." Then I drove to my brother's place 2 hours away, and turned off my phone. Update 1. I turned my phone back on Sunday evening. 63 missed calls. 47 texts. The voicemail started concerned. Babe, where are you? Turned angry. This is so immature, you can't just disappear. Then desperate, please just tell me you're safe. I responded with one text. I'm fine. Live your best life with the collective. We're done. Her response was immediate. You're breaking up with me over text? After 4 years? You're pathetic. I didn't reply. What I did do was change all my passwords, remove her from my Netflix and Spotify, and block her on everything except email. I kept that open for practical purposes like the stuff she'd left at what used to be our apartment. My brother, David, had been watching this unfold with a mix of concern and satisfaction. You know she's going to lose it when she realizes the apartment situation, right? Let me guess. She assumed because she lived there, she had rights? They always do, he said. Technically, she's been a month-to-month guest since she never got added to the lease. You're being generous, giving her 30 days to move out. I'm not a monster. I sent her a formal email with the timeline. She has until the end of the month. What I didn't tell David was the other thing I'd been working on. See, Maya had always kept me separate from the collective. I'd met them a handful of times, but she'd made it clear I wouldn't vibe with their energy. What she didn't know was that I'd figured out she'd been keeping secrets about our relationship from them. To the collective, I was the unsupportive boyfriend who didn't understand the creator lifestyle. She'd been venting to their group chat for months. I knew this because she'd left her laptop open one night, and I'd seen the messages. Not my proudest moment, but I'd taken screenshots. Messages about how I was holding her back, how she was probably going to leave me soon anyway, how one of the guys in the collective, Marcus, was exactly the kind of partner who'd understand her vision. Marcus, the creative director of the group who, according to his own girlfriend, also in the collective, was just a friend. Update 2. 10 days after I left, Maya's Instagram story shifted. Suddenly, she was posting cryptic quotes about toxic relationships and choosing yourself. The collective rallied around her with comments full of prayer hands and heart emojis. She'd spun the narrative perfectly. I was the villain who abandoned her during her biggest career opportunity. She had no idea what was coming. I'd spent those 10 days doing research. Real research. Turns out, the beauty brand retreat was real, but the payment terms were sketchy. They were only getting $5,000 each, not $15,000, and it wouldn't be paid out for 90 days pending content performance metrics. I knew this because I have a contact in influencer marketing who owed me a favor. But more interesting was what I found about Marcus. The creative director was actually in debt up to his eyeballs. His flashy lifestyle was funded by maxed-out credit cards and loans from his parents. His girlfriend, Sienna, had no idea. I knew this because Marcus had been sloppy on LinkedIn, and his payment disputes with vendors were public record if you knew where to look. I compiled everything into a detailed document. Screenshots of Maya's messages calling me unsupportive. Proof of the actual brand deal terms. Marcus's financial situation. The dates that Maya had worked late, that coincided with Marcus posting Instagram stories from the same locations. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it all. Then Maya made it easy. She emailed me demanding I pay her half of the furniture and household items I'd bought before she moved in. She claimed emotional damages. She threatened to sue me for abandonment. That's when I decided to send the collective my final message. Update 3. I created a burner email account and sent the full document to all 6 members of the collective, including their emergency group email that Maya had once accidentally mentioned. The subject line was simple: things Maya didn't tell you. In the body, I wrote, "Your final surprise from me is coming. Right now?" Below is everything Maya has said about each of you, the real details of your brand deals, and some interesting facts about Marcus that Sienna might want to know. I kept receipts. Good luck with your chosen family. Then I attached the full PDF and hit send at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, peak doom scrolling time. I didn't have to wait long. My friend who still followed the collective's accounts reported back by 1 a.m. The group's private Instagram accounts had gone dark. No stories. No posts. Radio silence. By Wednesday morning, Sienna had publicly broken up with Marcus via Instagram story, a rarity in influencer culture where breakups are usually quietly scrubbed from existence. She posted screenshots of debt collection notices and credit card statements with Marcus's name on them. When you find out your boyfriend's luxury lifestyle was funded by lies. Her caption read, Maya tried to do damage control, posting a long apology to her followers about navigating complex friendships and learning from mistakes, but the comments were ruthless. Someone had leaked screenshots of her messages to a drama commentary account with 500K followers. Her engagement tanked. Sponsors started ghosting her. The collective disbanded within a week. Just fell apart. For years of friendship destroyed because nobody had been honest with each other. Everyone had been using everyone, and they'd all been so focused on the aesthetic of success that they'd ignored the rot underneath. Final update. It's been 2 months. Maya moved out of the apartment with 2 days to spare, taking only what was provably hers. She tried to apologize once via email, a long, rambling message about how she'd lost herself in the pursuit of external validation and hoped we could heal from this together. I didn't respond. Last I heard, she's moved back in with her parents in Ohio. Her Instagram is still active, but her following has dropped to 140K and her engagement is dismal. The brand deals dried up. The collective's group account was deleted. Marcus apparently moved to LA to start fresh, which I'm guessing means running from his debt. Sienna's doing well. She pivoted to finance content and is actually thriving without him. The others scattered to their respective corners of the internet, some rebranding, some going quiet. As for me, I'm in a new apartment, smaller, but mine. I've been going to therapy because apparently watching your 4-year relationship implode because your partner valued Instagram likes over you does some damage. I'm not bitter anymore, mostly just tired and weirdly relieved. The Cartier bracelet is sitting in my safe deposit box. I thought about returning it, but the 30-day window passed. Maybe I'll give it to someone someday who actually wants to celebrate anniversaries instead of canceling them for people who were never really friends to begin with. I don't regret the message. I don't regret leaving. Some people think I went too far, that I should have just walked away quietly. But Maya had already rewritten our entire relationship to make herself the victim and me the villain. I just made sure the truth was part of the story too. The group couldn't wait. Love apparently could. And in the end, neither survived. Edit 1. Someone asked if I feel guilty about the document. Honestly, no. Everything in it was true. I didn't fabricate anything. If the truth destroyed the collective, that says more about them than it does about me. Edit 2. Maya's mom somehow got my number and called to tell me I ruined her daughter's life. I told her Maya did that herself and blocked the number. Edit 3. For everyone asking about the $4,000 bracelet, no, I'm not giving it to Maya. It was a gift purchased for a relationship that no longer exists. It's mine to do with as I please.